Recent horrors. Snow Valley. A wacky comedy that leans much heavier on its bonkers characters and increasingly absurd premise than on its horror elements. I found its manic humor reminiscent of Julian Sands's Into the Dark and Nasty Piece of Work episode. On a sad note, the filmmaker died before its release, making this story a one-of-a-kind voice. The Haunted Studio. A black comedy with a very British sense of humor. The horror elements are done pretty well actually, but aren't leaned into all that heavily. The First Omen. The third and God willing, last in this unholy trinity of occult pregnancy horror movies of the last 6 months. It has some structurally interesting elements for the Omen franchise going forward, and features a couple of very creepy sequences. Monster Mash. This really fun new take on classic Gothic monsters is a surprisingly slow talkie, considering its title and plot, but is consistently fun throughout. I especially enjoyed The Invisible Man. Last Night at Terrace Lanes. A fun and bloody take on the home invasion trope, still I feel they could have gone further with their Purge meets Die Hard premise, but quite a fun watch. Rag Doll. It's hard to find much on this obscure British horror on Tubi. Vaguely reminiscent of Orphan but with a very creepy living doll. The overwrought daughter delivers her lines like a hostage video, presumably to express her character's trauma. Interestingly, her brother plays the killer doll, easily the film's highlight. And the lead actress is actually their mother. It's really nice to see a family making movies together. Hollywood would be a better place if this was done more. Baghead. Its wacky premise looked like a lackluster Talk to Me knockoff. But it's thematically more in the vein of The Autopsy of Jane Doe, a better film, making for this to be a fun companion piece. Arcadian. What begins as It Comes at Night, but actually good, promised in the trailer devolves into another lackluster A Quiet Place but noisy, with a really cool monster design worthy of a better film.